Welcome to Mint. I am Moulishree Srivastava. In this edition of From the Newsroom, we are joined by Aman Malik. Welcome to the show, Aman.
Hi, Moulishree.
We are here to talk about multi-level marketing companies and how government plans to crack down on them. Aman, can you tell us what are these multi-level marketing companies and what government plans to do?
Moulishree, multi-level marketing companies are typically they operate in two models. One is called the pyramidal model and the other is called the collective investment scheme model. Now, in the pyramidal model, typically what happens is that they try and sell products to people. They basically try and get people to become members into their scheme, and those people then have to make other members through a referral system. The other way is, as I said, it's the collective investment model, in which a company would typically tell you that, look, we have a certain corpus of money. We will buy a certain piece of land or jewelry or plantations or real estate, and the proportion in which you invest into that particular corpus, your ownership in that particular land or that piece of good will actually go up. Government officials say, and this is something that's been going on for a while now, these schemes are basically Ponzi schemes in a manner of speaking. What is a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is a scheme where initially some investors who invest are given back their money from new investors. That is, the proceeds that are coming in from new investors. So there's actually no return happening, because obviously getting 100% return is out of the question. It's sort of outwardly, and therefore at the end of the day, say over time, investors get defrauded. Now, what the government plans to do is, the government already has something called the Money Circulation Act of 1978 in vogue. This Money Circulation Act, to put it simply, actually bans such referral schemes. But they have been operating in the guise of marketing products, and that's how they have been very successful. Now the government is saying that, look, we are going to bring in, or the sources that I've been talking to in the government are telling me that they're going to bring in guidelines which will actually delineate what will be the powers that the central government will have, what will be the powers that the state policing agencies will have. So these guidelines will actually bring about a sort of clarity in the whole system, and the government basically hopes that they will try and settle the system this way, or curb the menace this way, if you will.
What is the extent of these multi-level marketing companies in India?
To be honest, the government itself does not have concrete numbers. Okay. Having said that, the people I've been speaking to in the government tell me that out of the several hundreds of companies that are operating in India, and there is no count to them either, about 18 top companies transact, or rather have a turnover of around 4,000 to 5,000 crores every year. So it's big. And these are just 18 companies. There are literally hundreds of companies operating. There is also no count of the number of people that are enrolled. Difficult to have a count. Numbers are often fudged also. Having said that, there was a writ petition filed recently in Madhya Pradesh, in the High Court of Madhya Pradesh. And some data was collected by the state police and the Economic Offences Wing. And they found that there were about 31 companies operating out of Madhya Pradesh state, out of which the top 3 companies had enrolled about 21 lakh members. So, and Madhya Pradesh is one of the smaller states in terms of, how these companies are actually operating. They've been very active in the 4 southern states of Andhra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And now I'm told by my sources in the government, by people in the law enforcement agencies, that they are actually spreading their wings to the northeast and West Bengal. And how are they doing it? They're doing it via the internet. It's the online route that's working, and that's another thing that the guidelines actually plan to sort of, curb.
How effective will this transparency be for the investors?
That's $1 million question. And again, when I asked the people in the government the same question, they said, look, only time will tell. At the end of the day, there is a regulation, but it's a defunct regulation. So they're taking the first step. The first step is, as you rightly used the word, to bring about a degree of transparency in that regulation. It's a very apt word that you've used. Having said that, how significantly will it really help the cause? well, maybe after 1 year if you're doing a similar discussion, after 2 years if you're doing a similar discussion, probably be able to give you an answer to that.
Only time will tell how effective these guidelines are going to be. Thank you for your insights, Aman.
Thanks, Moulishree.
On that note, we end today's show. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned.